This year's Design Festival is built on the theme of livable, lovable cities, and we've based it in the Keeler Centre, so it's using underused retail space right in the heart of the city centre.
The old Keeler Centre. It's a centre that is still occupied, 40% occupation of shops, the other 60% were empty. We've taken over all of the 60% empty shops and turned them into units for full of events and workshops.
And we've put on a whole load of different things where you can come, get involved, get hands-on with design, the processes of it. You can make things, you can see them go out into the city, and you can look at visions of the future, you can smell what future Dundee is going to smell like. We've got live designers working in the space.
Well, we've very much taken the approach that design is something that really is for everybody, and it's something that we should all be involved with. So we didn't want it to be too exclusive in its own venue for people who already understand what design is. We wanted to put it somewhere where people could engage with something that maybe they wanted to find out more about. And a shopping centre seemed like a really good way of doing that. And it also was brought up in a survey that we did back in November last year that people were really keen to see empty spaces in their high street reused, and we thought this was a really interesting one for our purposes for this festival.
So Dundee is a UNESCO City of Design. We were designated as a UNESCO City of Design in 2014, and since then we've been working to bring design to people right across the city. So what we do with design is we're trying to engage people so that we become a more successful city, a more creative city, and that Dundee becomes one of the best places in the world for designers to live and to work. So initially, of course, people were a little bit sceptical about what we were doing. So we came in here and we sort of knocked on the door and we were like, hello, would you like to host our design festival? And there was a lot of persuading, a lot of selling that idea that actually that this would work, and a lot of trust having to be built up between us and the landlords and the centre manager, and also between them and the traders as well. Because what we didn't want to do with Dundee Design Festival was kind of come in and like take over. For us, it's about how design and communities can work together, and how those things are a collaboration. So I think what's worked really, really well here, and one of the reasons that the traders are so on board, is because it is a collaboration, because we're all kind of in it together.
It's got people really excited and thinking about the potential of this space going forward, and how we can better connect the creative community, and use spaces like the Keeler Centre to grow the creative community and as sort of hubs for the future.
And I think also as community spaces for people in cities, you know, the city centres are really important places, and they are kind of fading away a bit. So to do things that are slightly different and not just about retail is something that we're really keen to do.
The activities, everyone's been great and come and got involved, from 3-year-olds making their own prints to 73-year-olds coming and getting involved, and it's been amazing.
You've been taking ages of everyone.
Yep, at the door.
We have been working with the people of Dundee to capture their hopes and their dreams for the years 2039, and we've been translating that into scent form and releasing the future scent of Dundee. The reaction from the public has been amazing. We've had people just bringing up memories that they'd sort of almost forgotten, things really from the past about, you know, women coming off the bus smelling of jute after working in the mills all day, things to do with, you know, sort of their childhood memories and bits and bobs like that. But also some really kind of hopeful stories for the future of Dundee. We've been really hearing a lot about how important the waterfront is to people and how they really like the kind of the sea air and all that kind of the nature that's here.
As part of the festival identity, we created the Dundee variable typeface alongside Tommy Perman, and it's a typeface with many different parameters so that you can change the weight, the width, the crossbar height, the roundedness of it. So it's a completely flexible typeface that you can interact with in many different ways throughout the festival, and that's influenced and informed some of the work that's been created here at the festival.
The idea with this space is that we have live designers working away, so this is your workshop for 2 days, and the public just come in and see what you're doing, and I sort of talk them through the process so they can see how screen printing works, and then all of the products that we make here then go for sale in the shop once they're finished. So we've had a really good reaction from the public, and with kids in particular coming in, I think it's really good for them to see how the process works. They can watch you print a t-shirt and explain to them how it works, like stenciling, so they understand how their t-shirts are made.
This design festival has been absolutely amazing. The feedback that we have has surpassed anything that we could have actually hoped for. So it's really interesting when you do a lot of festivals and events like this. Often people come up to you and they kind of say things like, "Oh, it's brilliant! Wow, it's great! This is fantastic!" But here people are coming up and it's more like a kind of whisper in the ear of going like, "This is right." And for me, that's really, really, really exciting, because actually it feels like this is right. It's the right time, it's the right people, it's the right place, and that's just wonderful.
It's been a really challenging and interesting process to get to this. We started this in January of 2019 officially, and then that gave us about 5 and a bit months to get the festival up and running. I think we've done quite a lot in that time, and I'm pretty proud of what we got to.
What has really excited me is to see people become passionate about design and really get involved and get hands-on. That's people from all different backgrounds, and the people who have experience of design and who don't, really getting engaged in everything that we've created, and that there's been real appetite for creating a legacy going forward from what the festival has done. And there's really interesting conversations starting to happen around how we use spaces in the city, and I think that's really important, and it's exactly what we wanted to achieve and start to address as part of the festival.